Good morning, Manur present here. Let us move on to the next lecture video, which the subject introduction to OOPS, which I'm handling for first year BE CSA section in second semester. So the topic which we are going to see is Java data types. So normally, let me move on to the introduction part for data types. Since it is high level language, we already know about C and C++, where we have used primitive data types, the four basic data types: integer, float, character and double, and even you can accept boolean as well. So that's what in brief we are going to see about the data types here. So this is the introduction part. Why we need a data type for a particular variable. So as I'm just writing a character or any number, as a human I can understand easily that this is the number and this is the character, but a system cannot understand those things. So to specify it, I need a data type. So if I'm just sharing, I'm doing an addition of two numbers in Java, I need to specify data types, that is integer. To add two integers, I need to specify the data type called as int. That's the short form of integer. And whenever you are creating a variable, a memory will be created according to the size of the data type. Say for example, if it is integer, it will hold 2 bytes. So the allocation will be there in the memory for 2 bytes. So 1 bit is equal to 8 bits is equal to 1 byte. So if it is 2 bytes means it's 16 bits. So data types will also determine what kind of operations we need to perform on the variable. And we need to use proper data type to avoid errors and to improve any program efficiency. So here is the topics which we are going to discuss. Types of data types. We have two types, one is primitive and non-primitive, and with the example we are going to see here. So let me move on to the types: primitive data types and non-primitive. Primitive means just to store a single value, and in simple terms I can say it will just have a fixed kind of memory, and there are only four primitive data types. And non-primitive in the sense, even the memory size is not fixed, and dynamically you can use the memory, and it can store complex variables and values, and multiple values it can store. Say for example, we have string, array, class and object. So this is the diagrammatic representation of data types here: primitive and non-primitive. We have numeric and non-numeric. Inside numeric we have integer, float, and non-numeric we have characters and boolean. And according to non-primitive data type, we have types as class, array, interface, object and even string. Why we specified object as data type in Java is, when we are writing class, inside class we will create object, that time only the memory will be allocated. So according to Java, the data type here is object. Okay, and class is also one of the user defined data types. And let me move on to the 8 types of primitive data type. One is byte, short, int, long, float, double, character and boolean here. So here is the size mentioned here, and what is the explanation given for each primitive data type. If it is boolean, is absolutely it will give true or false value, and if it is byte, the default value will be 0. In the range they have mentioned as -128 to 127, and short, it will hold two bytes, and the range also they have given as -32,768 to 32,767. These are all the things which is already said by the compiler. Okay, if it is integer, it will have 4 bytes or 2 bytes, it depends on the machine. If it is 32-bit, it will hold 2 bytes. If it is 64-bit machine, it will hold 4 bytes. And long, it has 8 bytes. A float will have 4 bytes, and double will have 8, and character it will have 1 byte. Okay, the next is non-primitive data types. I already list what is the purpose of using non-primitive. we have mentioned as character and string. What is the difference between both is character can hold only one value, whereas string will hold a sequence of characters. Or I can say to read a sentence, I use a string. And the next topic is next is array. Array can hold multiple values, which will have of say same data type. Say for example, a of 10 means that a can hold 10 values. Class, which is the blueprint or template of the object, and object is nothing but the instance of class. An interface, which is used to achieve abstraction in Java. And the next is non-primitive data types, image representation here. We have class, object, string, array, and interface. This is the general example or specific example for data types here. We have primitive data types, integer, float, character, and boolean, and as well as non-primitive by using string name as Saran. So int age is equal to 20, float marks was 85.5, and character grade is A, boolean passed is equal to true. We are checking whether the person is true, passed or true. So this is the output they have given. Name is equal to Saran, age is 20, marks is 85.5, and grade is A, and passed is yes, he has passed. So the value written is true. True means 1 and false is 0. And this is the mind map for data types. Mind map you already know, which is the pictorial representation of what are the concepts we have seen so far. Primitive and non-primitive. Boolean, numeric, non-primitive means string, array, and these things. And the character, which will hold the character data type. And integral, we have integer as well as floating point. Float, and again we have double and float here. And integer, we have byte, short, int, and long. So this is the general assessment for practice. Two types is primitive and non-primitive, and data types in Java are used to normally it is used to store values in the variables, and there are almost 8 primitive data types. So these are all the references. Thank you.